Hello lads and lasses, I am Keelan, the RealistReviewer, and today we're having a look at the character creation in Guild Wars 2 beta. Yeah, that's right, it's the final beta weekend. Oh no, terrible. But we do have two new races to look at today. We have the Asura and the Sylvari. And firstly, we're going to have a look at this Asura. We're going to have a look at both genders, of course. We're going to have a look at every single option here, guys, in full 1080p, full graphics. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Have a look at the Asura male. First up, we've got the Elementalist. My first impressions of the Asura, and this is the first time I've ever seen them, is they look a lot like Dobby from from Harry Potter. I'll probably get some heat for that, but they really do kind of look, yeah, kind of goblin-esque. Very cute, very nice, cute outfit there. And next up, we've got the warriors. Very nice. I'm going to have a look at each of the different classes. Oh, very nice. Very paladin-like, isn't it? For the guardian. And then we got the engineer. Very cool. I do like the look of that. And then we got the ranger. Yeah, it's very nice. Actually very nice armor set, but doesn't look very good on that chap, really. And Necromancer, yeah, that's pretty cool robes there. Very nice. I like the arms in Guild Wars too. Very nice. And the thief. Look at this fella. You wouldn't want to meet him on the Dark Knight, would you? No. And finally the mesmer. Very colourful. Yeah, as you might expect from the mesmer. A little less bling than I was expecting, but yeah, very simplistic. That's interesting. Right. So. As you can see, it's like some of the guys are like very much one type, and then you got really very different types, you know. Especially when you come onto the thief and stuff. If you look at that compared to the mesmer, so it looks like you can have a lot of different types of faces and stuff. So I think we're gonna go with the mesmer, and we're gonna have a look at the body features now. And this is what height and stuff. We'll take the armor off. He's just in the old. Any old boxes there, and we'll have a look at the height. Okay, so as you might expect, it's a small race. You're not gonna get like a super tall character, but it does alter a wee bit, but not much. So you could choose to be the runt of the litter or really tall. And next up, you got the physiques. Let's have a look through the physiques here. So you got kind of normal, kind of a bit plumpy, actually quite a bit of a pot in there. And then quite small, and then you got a bit chunky and muscly. Must admit it looks a bit weird when they're muscly, but it's also, I've noticed the hands are quite interesting. They're like almost like you know, obviously they're quite rodenty, but the hands especially remind me of hamsters and things like that, so that's interesting. So let's look at that. And then we get the skin markings, of course. See, you might just be able to make it out. I don't know if I could change the skin. Yeah, if I change the color, you'll be able to see it a bit better there. So you can see you can have quite striking skin markings, or nothing at all. Let's go through each one. I'll try and give you the full tour of each skin marking. Very cool. It's almost like some of them are quite tribal, and whereas other ones just look, I don't know, interesting. I wonder how they do these markings. Hopefully that'll be revealed in the game, how they actually get these markings and what the markings mean. So I haven't read a lot up about this race, I must admit, but I am going to play them because they do look awesome, and they do have a very nice, from what I have read of them, they're very interesting creatures. So just going through the different colours you can have. I'll go through each one actually. Very cool. Oh, yeah, that's a very nice effect. I like the black. So, you know, they're some of them are very subtle, some of them quite a contrast. just depends what you pick really. And of course you can click the button at the side and you get even more colors. I must admit the palette in Guild Wars 2 is absolutely excellent. Obviously with this race, it seems to be very much shades of grey for the most part. And noticing a lot of, you know, obviously the palette is pretty much greys and dark. All the way to black, basically, to white, and all through the grey spectrum. So those are the typical native colours for this race, as you might expect. Right, let's have a look at the different head options we can have. We can have a slap head with absolutely no hair at all, or we can have a kind of, I don't know what you want to call that, like a towel tied around the head, like a bandana almost, presumably to keep the hair out of the way while they're tinkering away at something. And then you can have the kind of nice, oh, that's very cute hair. And you could have an afro. That's awesome. I'm gonna just have a slightly darker colour so you can see it better. Yeah, you could have an afro, which I find is always amusing. And it's interesting on a dude you can have like a chick's haircut, because that's kind of a chick's haircut in my book. But of course, their racial differences might be, you know, different. So, you know, these might be quite acceptable, even though they do look a bit feminine. But this one looks alright, actually. This looks kind of Aztec, doesn't it? That's very cool. And you got the cornrows going on, yeah. Yeah, you can have a cornrows, cool dude, happening dude there. And oh, holy cow, he's got the tower going on. That's awesome. And then you get high ponytail. I think that's all we get. I don't see any more sliders, so I think that's all the hairstyles you get. And of course we'll go through the colours now. I'll choose the afro to show you all the colours. So you got black, grey, and lots of pastel colours, aren't there? Look at all these pastel-y kind of colours. Very nice. I presume they extend, yeah, they go on, the pastel colours go on. So many to choose from. So as you can imagine, you'll be spending a lot of time on character creation. If you're interested in character creation, you'll have a field day. Just tinkering away at precisely what kind of character you want. I think that's what a lot of people have been after for the longest time. I mean, character creation is very important to me and to a lot of people, and for the longest time they've been kind of ignoring it and saying, well, it's not important because you cover it up with gear, whatever excuse. And it's nice that they're finally like, oh yeah, having an avatar that you can relate to and how you want it is a good thing, and people want it, and you know, it's a good thing to have in your game because, you know, people will be very positive towards that. Okay, next up, faces and skin colors. Let's have a look too. These are like the presets faces. So you can have like really cute faces like that, and you can have like really ugly faces like that. That's very much kind of like the old goblins and stuff in Harry Potter and the like. You can have a really old grumpy. Yeah, you could have a few, you know, so if you want to play a kind of grumpy character, you can do, and that's pretty good. So they got kind of a nice mix between the cutesy, the grumpy, and the kind of, I don't know what you want to call that, aloof almost. And then you got like at least like 3 cutesy faces, couple of normal old face, grumpy old face, and so on. So that's pretty cool. And we're back with the shades of grey. Because, you know, that's not a complaint. I'm just saying that it is shades of grey with this race. So expect that. Don't expect a lot of colour variety. They don't really differ massively. Although that's almost like a brownie colour. So it does differ quite a bit actually. These look grey on the palette, but on the body they don't look that grey. I'm just going to check without the light. Yeah, they almost have like a greeny brownie. And to me those look grey on the palette. So you could definitely have, it's not just all shades of grey now. But even though the palette looks that way, it's not the case. That's really nice. I like that they've got a kind of darker option. So, you know, maybe the guy like, you know, like this guy, you could see he's always tinkering with stuff and he's covered in oil and goodness knows what. That'd be pretty cool. So yeah, there's quite a good range actually. They all look like greys, you know, different shade, pastel shades of grey, but they vary. I mean, this one's green, almost greeny quality, so that's really good. So I've spent far too long on that, so we'll move on to the ears. Oh, is that all we get? I was expecting more types of ears. So let's go through each one. That's pretty nice. That's standard, I think. Swept back look. Tiny ears. The kind of Dumbo ears going on there. Dumbo was swept back. Cool. Floppy. Oh, maybe that's Dumbo. There's floppy ears, wasn't it? Yeah, really cutesy ears. And then you got the ragged ones. Yeah, a few more ragged styles would be good. Hopefully that'll be out in the full game. Maybe it won't be. You know, it's pretty late in the day now. Maybe there won't be more. But definitely would have liked to see more ears and stuff. Because hopefully they're expressive with the ears and stuff. And you get, you know, because, you know, those kind of races with the big ears and stuff, they usually let you know the emotion of the character and stuff. So it's quite important to have quite a varied amount of ears. But they seem to have gone with 7, which isn't bad. You know, it's not bad, but it could do with a few more. Let's go on to the facial details. First up, the old brow placement. That's not bad. That varies it quite a bit, you know, because sometimes you get sliders and they don't do very much, but these alter them quite a bit. Enough to, you know, kind of make it individual. You can have massive eyebrows or tiny eyebrows. That's pretty cool. And then the irises, let me go through that slowly so you can see how much they differ. So you can have huge anime eyes, or you can have like kind of small pupils there. But I think that looks really cool with the, I mean, that's a massive eye. A very, very tiny pupil. So you can have it a very squinting one. Or you can have one with like big wide-eyed Asura, or a squinty one. And good. I like because I always like to have certain characters with eyes that are kind of almost like cat's eyes. So it looks like you could probably, yeah. One of the types I like to do is I like to have on certain characters like have the eyes almost like cat eyes. Yeah, and you can kind of do that. That's pretty cool. And of course, eye size, you can have like really, the eye size doesn't differ that much, but I think that's a good thing, because if you had like eyes any bigger than that, I think it'd be pretty weird. It'd be very disproportionate to the face. And the width, again, doesn't vary that much, but then again, you know, if you had it any more, it would look really strange. So I'm kind of glad they haven't gone for that. Ooh. Like with the lid placement, you can always have, it almost looks like he's got bags under his eyes. Looks like he's a bit tired. That's pretty cool. That's not bad. Okay, oh, eye colors. For this, I'm gonna make the iris size as small as possible. There we go. See the colors. Look at that. That's beautiful. So you can have beautiful eye colors with the Asura. Ooh, beautiful. What's great about this as well is you can see this in the game quite clearly as well. So what you see here is, you know, largely what you get in the game. So you get this kind of really beautiful, distinct faces. I don't think we've seen that very much in MMOs until now. So it's something Guild Wars is doing very well. It's just such a big leap ahead from the first Guild Wars, because the character creation in that was okay, but it was kind of very standard. And with this, they seem to have really gone to town. I have seen better on, but on very few games are better than this. So it's really Some wonderful eye colours there. Alright, let's go on to the nose. Okay, there's a bridge of the nose. Let's have a look. Yeah, you know, the racial feature of this is that they do have quite, you know, quite broad noses, I guess you would say. So obviously you can't make it too dainty, but you can make it kind of a little bit dainty if you want to. Or you can have a massive conch. It's up, the choice is yours. And let's have a look at the bridge of the nose. Oh goodness, right, so you can have it like, there's quite a lot of variation there. So you can have quite a spiky nose. Or you can have a weird kind of ridge going on there. And you can have you could probably make the nose pretty pointy and bring in the ridge there, so you could have a very pronounced nose, very cute nose if you wanted to do that. You know, some people may want to have that feature, so you can do it a wee bit. That's good. Let's have a look at the lower lip. Not a lot of difference on the lower lip. If you notice, not a lot's changing on that. No, I'm not noticing a huge amount of difference. Upper lip, exactly the same. You really don't notice a lot of difference. There's like a little bit kind of going on there, but I don't really notice a lot. Maybe notice from there. Yeah, you notice a bit more overbite, maybe. But yeah, not a lot of difference because again, it wouldn't look right, perhaps. Yeah, mouth width, not a lot of difference. It's not very detectable. So cheek puff, that's cute, cheek puff. So you don't get, you know, there's not much cheeks to speak of, is there? So you wouldn't get like more features on the cheeks. You just pretty much get the. Do you want a character with really puffy cheeks, or do you want a character kind of normal, or do you want a character with very slender cheeks going on there? Oh, sorry, I've corrected. He is the jaw stuff. Okay. So, there is jaw stuff, at least. I thought it was just the cheek stuff, but apparently you got jaw stuff. Which, let's see what it does. Which pretty much just adjusts the back there, the back of the jaw width at the back. And then a jaw placement. Staying at the side profile. Really not noticing a lot of difference from the profile. From straight on. Yeah. Now chin length is good because would I like to see it a bit lower, you know, because like, you know, may have one with a mega chin going on. That would have been cool, but you can't have that, it seems. That's as far as it goes. So again, it seems like they're keeping it to a certain aesthetic that is, is part of the race, you know. So that chin shape, let's have a look at that. Oh, you can have quite a square chin there. Quite a strong chin. So yeah, everything's pretty esoteric to the race. They don't give you a huge amount of difference, but then again, you don't really need to. Although some people will be disappointed by that. Oh, and of course the ear length. Oh, brilliant. You can at least adjust the ears a bit. So if you don't find a type you like, at least you can kind of modify them a wee bit to find the kind of thickness, the length. That's really cool. You can have really thick ears here. Let's have a look at the tip shape. So the ear tip shape is more like, do you want it outwards or inwards, it seems. So not really the tip shape, is it? Tip shape would be like this area here, but it doesn't seem to affect that. And the head size, of course. Oh goodness, you can have quite a large head, it seems. Or you can have a teeny tiny head, so that's pretty good variation there. Should be good enough for everyone. Alright, let's have a look at the armors. Look at the look at the I love the mask, the masquerade mask. Let's have a look through the different colours. I'll do it very briefly because I spent a lot of time looking through the different types, and armors and stuff are at least to me secondary. I mean, yeah, it's important to have good cool armors that look good, but you know, you're more interested, a lot of people are more interested in character creation. What does my character look like rather than the armors? But you can do a lot of it. I mean, there's so many different combinations, it would take me all day, so I won't spend too long on this. And the lower stuff, you know, it's just amazing that all the different variations you could have. You could have some really terrible clashing color combinations. I'm sure there's going to be people that just like do this and they'll be walking around like this and you'd be like, oh my goodness, you know, some real fashion victims going to be walking around in Guild Wars too. you could just see it, can't you? You've probably already seen it if you'd played the beta. Harlequin's Smile, Phantasm of Sorrow, oh, and the Fanged Dread. Ooh, that's scary, isn't it? So you can be happy, sad, or scary. Very cool. And that's pretty much it, really, for the character creation for the males. Now we're going to go on to the females. I must say, the first impression of the females is absolutely adorable, aren't they? Absolutely adorable compared to the males, especially because the males are cutesy, but the females are even more adorable. I think they look kind of like cross between a bunny and something else. Definitely rodent-y. You know, that's not a bad thing. It's, you know, it's kind of just the impression I get. It's kind of almost a nature-loving Asura there. There's Necromancer. See that? You know, the nose and everything, it's almost like a bunny, isn't it? It's almost like a hamster. Thief. Oh dear, that's not like it though. That's very... The females have, you know, equally as varying faces. Just look at the difference between that and that. It's huge difference between the facial types. It almost makes you want to go through several different, you know, faces so I can show you the differences because they're so different, but sadly we don't have time for that. But I will try to pick kind of something in between. I think this is quite in between, but I want to show something else. I think I'm going to show this one. So I'm going to go ahead with the Necromancer. And as usual, you know, some of the things that repeat themselves, I may go through them a bit quicker because you've seen them before. So as you can imagine, not much height variation. I'm going to remove the armor. The physique, they've gone for the how androgynous look, you know, which I think is a good thing. They did the same with the Char as well. The Char female, there's no boobs. Basically, you know, they're very androgynous, very kind of neutral, and I think that's probably a wise move. And they've gone for the safe option, which is fair enough. So you can have a skinny, slightly chubbier, very skinny, emaciated, kind of normal, and muscly. I would have liked to see in a few more types. I mean, 5 body types isn't a lot. I'd definitely like to see more, at least, like, there's a few slots here, maybe they'll add them later, hopefully. Because I'd like to see a more muscly than that, perhaps. I wouldn't use it myself, but I know people would like that. Or perhaps, like, I don't know, somewhere a bit fatter, maybe, even, yeah. Like, maybe have, like, an Asura that sits on their ass and doesn't do very much, perhaps, I don't know. But yeah, those are different body types. Okay, we can have a look at the skin markings. Let's make them quite dark shade, perhaps. And show up better. Nope. They're not showing up terribly well, actually. They, Yeah, you can make out like just about, but they don't stand out. I'm trying to pick different colors so that they stand out more. Ah, there we go. There we go. So you can see the kind of contrast there. See, that's with nothing. But yeah, it's more like oh there we go. That stands out. That's better. But some of them are very neutral, the markings, so I guess the female race doesn't get as distinct markings as the male does. This is interesting. Oh, that changes the ears as well. Very curious. I wonder if that's a bug, if that's intentional. I'll just, I'll pick a pattern that stands out more. There's only a couple of patterns that really, you know, like this, that really stand out. And, you know, lots of shades of grey. And these ones are kind of almost browny. There's black, which is... I would have liked to have seen a darker shade than that. You know, like really dark pattern. But I guess that they don't like that. I don't know. That's pretty cool. There we go. Go into head options now. So you can have a boldy. Same as the male, pretty much. We've seen these before. Although I don't see an afro. Where's the afro for the females? Huh. No afro for the ladies. You cannot get this weird afro bun. It looks like Mickey Mouse ears. Where's the afro for the ladies? Huh. Okay, and you've got the kind of Rasta dreadlocks going on there. But where's the cornrow for the ladies as well? They should have the cornrows. Where are they? Nowhere to be seen, apparently. You got the pigtails going on. See, I understand, you know, they want differing hairstyles for different races, but they could leave in, you know, some of the male hairstyles. Someone might like them. Why not? Why not have a little white button there so we could have more hairstyles? More is always better. So I'm going to choose the Afro Mickey Mouse ears to show the different colours off real quick. We've seen the colours before, so I'm going to do it very quick. Lots of pastel colours again. And of course, you've got extra bar colours. You may remember my first video, I actually missed that until later on, but this time I remembered. That's cool, you can have ginger hair. Very nice. Every hair colour you could imagine. Oh, and you could even change the colour of the headscarf. Although not so many colours. But still a good palette. Skin and face colour. Actually, I might go back and... There we go, so we can see what's going on. Let's have a look at the... Oh dear. That's sweet, very cute. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be picking this one. That one, not so much. I mean, you know, if you want to pick a character that's kind of, you know, what, I don't know. It's not bad. That was kind of nice. Stuck up a bit. Oh, very cutesy. Very smug, that one. These are my own opinions, by the way, guys. I'm not saying that these are what they are, and this is just my impressions. So feel free to leave me a comment on your impressions on them as well. I'm always interested to hear from you guys what you think about stuff, because I always like to, you know, like get a new perspective on the character creation in games. So the very nice cheeks there. Oh goodness, that looks very sinister, doesn't it? Yeah. So people are going to pick that just to be a bit, I don't know, sinister if they want to be. That's kind of gothic looking almost. Ooh, cool, look at those eyes. So I'm going to pick this because it's like the kind of normal head that you might expect people to pick. I might be wrong, I know. Different ears, much the same as the dudes. Ooh, those are quite long actually. Let's have a look at the facial details real quick. Eyes go up and down. Brow angles don't differ very much. Quite, you know, for really huge eyebrows though. Iris size. What's going on? Oh yeah, there. Yep. Not as good as the males. Surprising. Like, usually when you do this on the males, you know, they look huge. But they almost kind of go in on themselves, don't they? Yeah, they don't look as good as the guys, I'm afraid. Yeah, strange. But they still look very nice. Oh, goodness. Very, very wide eyes. And you can adjust the angles, eye size, huge eyes. So you could have that, and you could have like that. Can you imagine? It's like, I've had too much caffeine. Yeah, so you can have some pretty weird characters running around if you want to. Much to the elitist chagrin. Let's have a look at the different coloured eyes. Very nice colours. Just going to go through them briefly. We've seen most of these before. Oh, very red. Pink eyes. Can you imagine that? So many colours, and it goes on. Lots of shades of lovely blue. Very pretty blue. Going into the pastel colours again. And it goes on. Wow. That is a lot of eye colours. Black eyes, cool. I like the really bright colours because they do look very otherworldly, I guess. Magical, alien. So those are really nice style. Bridge of the nose. Have a look at these really quick because we've seen them on the guys. Although the nose does differ. The nose does differ. You can have a much narrower nose on the female. So that's very nice. You can have a nice dainty nose if you want to. I know that's going to be important for some people. And the same for the nose as the guys, pretty much. And the tip of the nose. Really pointy. Nose placement, up and down. Let's have a look at the mouth, see if it varies at all. These are all maxed right now, so yeah, the bottom lip extends a lot more than the guys, as you might expect, but it's just more prominent. Should be more prominent on the guys, I think, because you can barely see the lips. They're so thin. But maybe that's supposed to be how the race is. I don't know. Yeah, it's quite a good variation on the female, at least. You got a really wide mouth on the female. Alright. And then you got the cheek puff. Let's have a look at the jaw width real quick. Yeah, again, the back of the jaw only. Jaw placement, again, pretty much the back of the jaw. And then the chin, again, you can't have a mega chin. You know, you can't have a long, regal chin. You can only have quite a dated chin, even on the maximum. And with no chin, it's pretty chinless. Very good. And lastly, the ears. You have really long ears. And the thickness, good. And the shape, again, just kind of, it doesn't even bring it in at the sides, it brings it in the middle. That's interesting. So that does actually change the ear shape a bit more. And lastly, the head size. Oh goodness, oh, huge head. Tiny head. And getting into the armor dies. Show it off real quick. It's a really nice, colourful clothing. Absolutely insane colours to be had. Let's have a look through the different. So, ghostly wraith, skull. Trickster Demon. Some very cool stuff there. Alright, that's it for the Asura guys. And let's have a look at the Sylvari. I'm going to have a look at the guy first. Elementalist. Alright, they are surprisingly more human than I was expecting. I know they're trying to mimic humans, I think. Or, you know, humanoid race. And they do a very good job of it. They're very, I suppose they couldn't, it varies. Cool. Yeah, it varies between looking, you know, very human to looking quite plant-like. That's a good move, very wise move, because there'll be some that want to look like kind of elvish or humanish, and those who want to look very plant-like. Yeah. And the thief. Look at that. I mean, you can't see him very well, but you can see he looks very different to the others. So it seems to see a lot of variety with this race. Yeah, a lot of variety. So it seems the tree's interpretation of, I guess it was like to reflect the variations in humanity, I guess. So let's, what should I pick? Let's go ahead with the Guardian, I think, because he looks most radical. And remove his armor for now. Oh god, just the old leaf loincloth. But yeah, not much features. A very shiny body, look at that, very shiny. Oh, here's a point of note. If you take off the lighting, they do glow in the dark. It doesn't look like that now, but they actually do glow in the dark. So that's a pretty cool feature of the race. I can't really see it now, but they do glow in the dark. Height is quite fixed, and we can't have a small one. Yeah, it's not much variation there. I would have liked to see more variation there. Let's have a look at the physique. Lots of different physiques for this race. Lots more than, you know, I think they go by, you know, if it's a small race, they don't give them many physiques. And they've pretty much, it looks pretty much the same as the human. So I won't go into them in too much detail because they do look very humanoid. Yeah, pretty much every type is covered here. Yeah, you got muscly, skinny with muscles. The only thing that they, you know, it'd be nice, it'd be funny if they had a fat, you know, because why not? You know, if they're trying to mimic humanity, why wouldn't they have fat ones? And there doesn't seem to be any fat ones. No fat Sylvari. No, he's quite big, but it's not really fat, is it? It's not even remotely fat. So there's no fat ones, I'm afraid. If you wanted to play a fat one, I'm afraid you're gonna be disappointed, unless they add it later, of course. Let's have a look at the skin patterns. That's interesting. I was expecting a lot more, given that they're kind of plant. You know, plants have lots of variation of colours. But of course you've got lots of different colours, but not many different patterns. I was expecting a few more patterns, but maybe they'll add more later. Yeah, I really can't see many distinct patterns here. Can you? I don't know, let's change the colour. Ah, yeah. So they're coming out a bit better. Yeah, so that's with none. You can see them a lot better now. I've changed the colouring. There we go. It's surprising when you use the wrong colour how much they don't appear at all. They just blend in nicely. So I'm gonna pick, that's quite a stark one. Just gonna quickly go through these colours. It's interesting that these are quite pastel-y colours, yet they don't really look that way when they're on the body. I don't know why. I mean, look at that. Look at the shade of that. Look at the shade of the body. A lot darker, isn't it? Very, very nice, though. Can you imagine that? That'd be really cool. So again, you can go to town on customizing the Sylvari. They have a lot more options. Even white. Oh goodness. And it goes on. So you got 3 sections of palettes, different colors. I'm going through them very quickly, but it's just a staggering amount of colors there. And what does this alter? What does this alter, I wonder? Not sure what that alters actually. What's this? I don't really see what that does. Maybe it's on something else? I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't differ much. Maybe, I think it's something that would show up better under another face perhaps, or something. Another body type. But we'll move on anyway. Let me change the head there. Let's have a look at the different hairstyles. So you can have balding, Captain Picard look. Lots of different hairstyles, that's good. Kind of reflects their desire to look. The mushroom hat, that's a nice touch. It's like I'm gonna have a mushroom for hair, just because I want to. Let's see what different colors of mushroom you can have. A red mushroom, black mushroom. Doesn't alter a huge amount. Let's check the leaves out. The leaf hairdo. Yeah, that varies slightly better. They're not very strong colors, but that's probably a good thing. So many colors. And again, you get 3 different sections of colors. It's just, lots of shades of green, as you might expect. So you can go for the completely natural green look with your character if you wanted to, or you can go with like really crazy colors like I've done. Let's go back and make him boldy so we can see what's going on with the faces. As I said before, the faces vary quite a lot. I mean, look at that. Look at that, because they're plants, so obviously they're going to have quite a bit of variation. So that's what you get. As you can see, some of the stuff changes when you turn off the lighting. I wonder if we turn off this. There we go. Some things can only be shown up. Yeah, this is the glow I was talking about, guys. I figured it out. Okay, I thought it was, but I had it on the back of my mind. I was like, really? Okay. But I'm glad I went back to that. Yeah, so this is the glow when the lights are off. And you can only see it when the lights are off. So you can pick a color of your glow and it only appears in the darkness. So you can have it very subtle green glow, or you can have the kind of raver neon pink glow if you wanted. It looks like you got 2 palettes to pick from. It's a really nice touch. I really like the glow that you can only see in the dark. So there you have it. That's what that was. So lots of different facial types. Let's have a look through the colors real quick. They pretty much match the palette spot on, actually. Very nice. So many colors. Take me forever to go through all of these. Some are taking a little second to load there. A lot of these aren't wildly different, they're just a lighter or darker shade. It's still a huge variation of colors for your character. Ah, it's 2 and a bit. It's not 3 full. 1, 2, 3. Oh, maybe it is 3. Yeah, three full sections as usual. Let's have a look at the face. I'm very intrigued as to how different things look. Yeah, not a huge variation actually. Would it be nicer to have like really spiky eyebrows and stuff? But it seems you can't do that. Yeah, can't have huge eyebrows either. Eye doesn't have, so it looks like very minimalist changes. Although the eyes are pretty big, pretty small. Eyelid shade, yeah, they seem to be like a little bit less than other races, but probably on par with humans, really. Yeah, not a lot of variation. Oh, that's pretty big variation right there. You can have like really big eyes in scale. It's interesting they chose to do that, and of course you get the eye colors and make the iris big so you can see the colors. Actually, make it small. There we go. Lots of different colors again for the eyes. Lots of dark shades. Look at that. Lots of different kind of. They're like dark with a touch of amber or red, is it? Look at me when I'm doing. He keeps looking away shyly. It's like, yeah, there's like different dark variations. It's interesting. Haven't seen that before. So there you go. That's it for the eyes. So the bridge of the nose, the width. You can have quite a small nose if you want to. It's basically almost identical to the humans, as you might expect. It's like the human skin with bits added on. This is what it looks like to me. It's not radically different, although some of the faces are radically different, don't get me wrong. It's just with this particular one, they seem to have gone like with really radical faces, and then gone for this one that's just kind of in between. And the eyebrows, I've gone through those. You can have quite big lips, not bad. Let's have a look at the ears. Pretty small ears, don't they? I suppose it depends on, you know, your style of face. I imagine it varies. That's why these races are so hard to cover, really, because I'd have to go through each different one because they are quite varied. This particular one is more based off kind of human, the human character in general. Let's have a look at the different armor dyes. Pretty standard stuff. And you get the different pauldrons, of course. Okay, let's have a look at the ladies now. Lady Sylvari. I'm very curious as to how they'll look. Quite varied, actually, just like the guys. Quite varied. Yeah, we've got the very humanoid face there. And then you got others that, you know, like that one in particular, and, you know, that look, I don't know, that one almost looks feline. So quite a lot of variants there. And the Necromancer, look at that, spiky hair. A thief. And the Mesmer. Ooh, very nice. I'm gonna go with the, I think I'm gonna go with the Necromancer. And I should pick a new. I'm trying to pick something that doesn't have so much of a humanoid face. I think I'm gonna go with a warrior then. Slightly different ton of face. Again, height difference, not a lot of difference. Physique. Let's hide the armor for this. Taking slightly more look at it, since female body types are usually more scrutinized. And more varied, of course, different shapes and stuff. There are a lot of body types. So, hopefully you'll find one that suits you. Yeah, again, would have liked to seen a bit more of the pot and the belly and stuff. Give you, you know, if you want to play a tubby version, why not? If they're trying to be more like mortals. Yeah, quite big hips. You can get ones with fairly bigger hips, tiny hips, tiny thighs, stick legs. Yeah, very good. And let's have a look at the skin patterns. Had a bit of difficulty showing them up on the guys, but on the ladies, not a problem really. Although, yeah, you can see them better on the back. So that's with none. It seems to be like, it seems like it's more highlighting different areas of the body. Like there's some that are full body. This is more of a pattern. But, and that's a pattern. But the rest of them seem to just follow the body contours. So very, very natural look, I guess you would say. Let's have a look at the face. The hairs. Interesting ears, they're almost like flowers though. Okay, that's one hairstyle. The ponytail hairstyle. It's nice the way they're kind of shiny. They have a different look to human hair, you know, naturally, since they're leaves. And they actually look like leaves. They have the gloss of the leaf. Which is very accurate, I like that. And they got lots of different styles of leaves as well. It's not just like one kind of leaf. They got quite broad leaves and shrubbery leaves. And then you've got, I would have liked to see more of these kind of cactus type, I guess you would say. And then you get the mushroom head again. So I'm going to go through the colors very quickly. Very beautiful colored hair. Lots of greens, of course. It's blues for some reason. I don't know why you want a lot of blues, but you have them. And a lot of greens, as you might expect. It's very natural. So it's interesting that you can have such unnatural hair colors and stuff, given that they're a very natural species. But, you know, I think that's a good thing. So people can pick and choose. Alright, let's have a look at the different facial types. So you can see some of them are quite humanoid, some of them less so. It's kind of cactus going on there. Yeah, they do vary quite a bit. So I suspect most people will pick the normal kind of the more humanoid faces. I hope that's not the case, because it is interesting meeting like characters that aren't like humans at all. So I hope we get some more of the unusual faces. Let's check out the ears. I'm very curious about the ears. They as well vary a fair bit. As you can see, you got some that are flowers, and some that are more like some are like leaves, some are branches. So I think that's a very nice touch. Again, kind of like a branch and a flower. So plenty of options to choose from there. I'm going to go with that. Facial details. Not a great deal. Quite subtle. Again, same as the male. Well, the eyes seem better with the female than the male. Curious. Maybe it's just me. You can change the shape quite a lot. It's open, narrow, and then the scale. Lots of different colors. Going through them very briefly. It's funny, that's black, but it's green. I think they need to fix the palette before release. Might be an idea. Some of the colors don't correspond quite right. Just a wee bit off. Some of them are dead off. But it's beta, so. Again, this race seems to have some really cool dark eye colors with different colors. Very nice. Let's check out the nose. Yeah, you can have quite a dainty nose. Yeah, it's quite a lot of difference there. Good stuff. Okay. And the mouth is what I'm most curious about. Oh, yes. You could do it. Although the width isn't huge. It's quite big. But yeah, you've got a bit more lip with the females, as you might expect. So that's good. You can customize your ears, make them stick out more. Or make the tips bigger. Interesting. So you can't really change the length, it seems. Just if it's up or down with the tips. And the length, of course. Customize your head. There's the cheekbones. Pretty much full cheek. There, not just the backs. Oh, and you could have quite a long chin with the Sylvari. That's not bad. The width, of course. And lastly, the head size. Quite a big head. Right, and a very, very brief look. The colors, yeah, lots of pretty colors. So much you can do. It's just amazing. Lots of different colors, but not many of them work very well. Yeah, you gotta spend some time trying to get them look nice. Interesting. And there you have it, pretty much. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the character creation in Guild Wars 2, guys. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the character creation, what you think of the 2 new races, especially since that's what's new in this beta weekend, pretty much. There's a lot of other things as well, but this is the main 2 things, the 2 new races. Let me know what you think of the races. Let me know what you think of the character creation. Is it important to you? Do you not care about it? What do you think about each different thing? I'm really interested to hear what you guys have got to say. I do reply to pretty much all my comments, so you will be guaranteed that I will read them, unlike most people. Other reviewers may not have time, but I have the time, so it's all well and good, guys. So please leave me a rating. If you leave me a dislike, please let me know what you didn't like about it, because it helps me improve. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.